Hi, I'm Clairo from Claironic. Beneath the waves lies a new frontier of power, wealth, and conflict. The race to mine rare earth minerals from the deep sea. This is not just about geology, it is about geopolitics, technology, and survival in a digital age. Welcome to the Rare Earth Monopoly. Why deep sea mining is the new gold rush. Rare earth elements and battery metals, cobalt, nickel, manganese, and lithium, are the backbone of modern technology. They power smartphones, electric vehicles, wind turbines, and the batteries that store renewable energy. Without them, the green transition stalls. Without them, AI clusters and quantum computers cannot scale. But supply chains are fragile. China dominates rare earth refining, controlling most of global capacity. Other nations fear dependence on a single supplier. As demand surges, the scramble for alternative sources intensifies. And that is where the deep sea enters the picture. Far below the ocean surface lie plains scattered with polymetallic nodules rich in cobalt, nickel, and manganese, alongside hydrothermal vents that form deposits of copper and rare earths. Estimated in billions of tons, these resources look like treasure to governments and corporations. Yet to environmentalists, they resemble Pandora's box. The rush recalls past gold booms as nations and companies stake claims under weak regulation, echoing colonial land grabs. This isn't just about minerals, it's about who controls the future of energy and technology. Geopolitics intensifies the race. China, already dominant in refining, invests heavily in deep-sea exploration to secure its monopoly. The United States pushes for supply chain independence, while Europe debates mining against environmental risks. Small Pacific nations weigh promises of prosperity against fragile ecosystems. The seabed is becoming a chessboard where control of cobalt could decide the pace of electrification and global power. Now let's look at the environmental costs. Deep sea ecosystems are among the least understood on Earth. Hydrothermal vents host unique species adapted to extreme conditions. Abyssal plains harbor slow-growing organisms that may take centuries to recover from disturbance. Mining threatens to destroy habitats before we even discover them. Sediment plumes could spread for hundreds of kilometers, smothering life and disrupting carbon cycles. Scientists warn that the ecological damage could be irreversible. The ethical question is stark. Do we sacrifice unknown ecosystems to secure minerals for a digital future? Industry leaders argue the demand for battery metals is not optional. Electric vehicles, renewable grids, and energy storage all depend on them. Without new sources, prices spike, projects stall, and climate goals falter. They promise responsible practices and monitoring to minimize harm. But critics counter that recycling and efficiency could reduce demand. The debate is not just technical, it is moral. Mining the deep sea requires advanced robotics, remotely operated vehicles, and massive support ships. It is capital intensive and technologically complex. Only a handful of corporations and nations can afford to compete. That concentration of capability reinforces monopolies. The infrastructure built for mining, ships, ports, processing plants, will shape industrial geography. Regions that host these facilities will gain strategic importance. Others will be left behind. Global governance is supposed to regulate this frontier. The International Seabed Authority oversees mining in international waters. But enforcement is weak, transparency limited, and political pressure intense. Calls for a moratorium grow louder, with scientists and NGOs urging caution until impacts are better understood.
Global governance will determine whether the seabed becomes a regulated commons or a lawless frontier. At the heart of the story is monopoly. Whoever controls rare earths controls the pace of industrial progress. China's dominance is already reshaping geopolitics. Deep-sea mining could reinforce or challenge that monopoly. The race is not just for minerals, it is for power. The deep sea is the new frontier of conflict, opportunity, and survival. Mining polymetallic nodules and hydrothermal vents could unlock the minerals needed for a digital, electrified future. But it could also destroy ecosystems we barely understand. The choice is stark. Do we scour the abyssal plain for cobalt and nickel, or do we preserve the last untouched frontier? Do we repeat colonial patterns, or do we forge new models of governance? Do we prioritize industrial survival or ecological integrity? At Clyronic, we will continue to track these developments. If you found this useful, subscribe for deep dives, case studies, and clear analysis on how the physical world is shaping the digital revolution. The future of technology may depend not on the clouds above, but on the depths below.